Hello again, my amazing kindergarten artists. Welcome back to our second week of art class together. Last week, we were making our sketchbooks, but this week we're going to put them to the side for now, and we're going to start our very first art class project together. When we're done, it should look something similar to mine. If you notice in my artwork, I have a letter, Y. I have lots of different lines all around my paper, and I have lots of colors and patterns. Lines, colors, shapes, and patterns are all things that we are going to be learning about this year in kindergarten. Now, before we talk more about our art project, let's find out what art supplies we are going to need for our lesson today. Let's go take a look. All right, artists, so here is my example again, a little bit closer up for you to see. And what we're going to need to make this art project starting today are three things. First, we're going to need our blue art portfolio. Remember, that's the folder that holds all of your papers for art class. We're also going to need both markers and crayons today. You won't need a pencil, glue, scissors, none of those things for today, but please make sure you have markers and crayons. You're going to need both. If you need to right now, pause the video and get out these three art supplies before we get started. Once you're ready, unpause the video and join us again to find out what we're going to learn and what we need to do. So like I said, artists, our art project that we're starting today uses a few different things. It uses lines, shapes, colors, and patterns. Again, these are all different things that we're going to be learning about throughout the entire year as kindergartners in art class. But all of these things can also be found in a famous artist's artwork, in the artwork of Mr. Romero, Britto. And I'd like to show you, friends, a couple examples of his brightly colored and patterned artwork. Let's go take a look. Up here on my board, I have two different examples of Mr. Britto's artwork. As you can see from both of them, they have striking black lines, bright, bold, beautiful colors. There's all these different patterns, whether it's polka dots or stripes. We see swirls and flowers, even lots of different hearts in his artwork. And these are all different things that we are going to use to inspire ourselves as we create our artwork today. But not only are you going to be inspired by Mr. Britto's artwork, I want you, friends, to think about some of the things that you like as well, because artwork is always very personal, and we're going to be using some things that we like as individuals, such as different colors we might like, or different shapes we might like, to make each of our pieces of art unique and different, just like ourselves. So now that we know a little bit more about our artwork and our artist, let's get started on our art project together. All right, I have my portfolio, I have my crayons and my markers ready. Now I need to find out what paper I need out of my blue art folder. So I'll open it up. Well, I have my sketchbook on top. I don't need that today, so I can go ahead and set that on the other side. There should be then a large letter piece of paper. We're going to need that today. Next art class, we'll also use this black paper. But for today, please leave the black paper and only take out that lettered piece of paper. You should see a nice big bubble letter. Your letter will be different than mine, and it should have lines coming out of it in this kind of rounded rectangular shape. All right, I'll go ahead and close up my art folder, set that to the side with my paper clip. Don't want to lose that. Now, the first thing I want to tell you, friends, is that everyone's letter is going to be different. If we had happened to have art class here in the art room, I would have given you the first letter of your first name. But I had to randomly pick out letters and send them to you, friends, so you would have them. So I'm sorry if you don't maybe have a letter that is the same as the first letter of your name. For example, my name happens to be Amy, and I have the letter R. R isn't a letter at all in my name, but you know what? R happens to be a letter in my dad's name, because his name is Roger. So I hope that whatever letter you friends got, again, I just randomly gave you a letter, I hope that you can make a connection to that letter. Maybe it's a letter of your mom or dad's name, or grandma and grandpa. Maybe it happens to be a letter of your pet's name. Whatever it may be, I hope that that letter can have a unique way of connecting to you. Here's how we can make it connect some more. Our first step today is you are going to show me what your very favorite color is. Pick only your very favorite one. For example, my favorite color happens to be pink. So I might look in my crayon bowl. Oh, here's my pink crayon. And you can use crayon or marker for this first step. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my favorite color to start coloring in my letter. And I want to do a good job. I want to keep my coloring inside of my letter the best I can. I'm pushing hard enough to get a nice dark kind of pink, but not too hard. That'll break my crayon. And I'm going around and turning either my crayon or I can turn my paper as I go to make it easier for me to color in that whole letter. I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to speed it up and color my letter in real nice and quickly. You can go ahead right now and find your favorite color as well and start coloring your letter. Again, if you need to pause the video at a point and catch up, please do so. Alright, I have my letter all colored in with my favorite color pink. Remember, you can use whatever your favorite color is. And I tried my best to stay inside my lines. Oop, I did get out at one point. That's a small oops. But I did try my best to fill in my whole letter as well as I could. Now, my friends, we're going to look around our letter. And you should see different areas around your letter and even maybe inside of your letter that are white and divided up by black lines. In each one of these different open areas, we're going to draw some colorful patterns using either lines or shapes, just like how Mr. Britto did in his artwork. For today, we're going to start just with 3 of these, and then next art class, we'll finish up some more. If you want to do more than 3 today, you're more than welcome to, but first, I want to show you how to do them. Like I said, you should have both crayons and markers here. So, I'm going to start with my marker first. And maybe I want to do some lines in a pattern up here. I can pick any sort of line that I can think of or that I might like. And again, these are the types of things that we're going to be learning about more during art this year. So if you don't know the type of line that I'm drawing right now, that's okay. We will learn more about different lines as we get going throughout the whole school year. So I'm filling in that area with some of those lines. Now that I have some of those lines done, I'm going to finish off this area by grabbing a crayon, and I can use the same color I used, or I could also use a different color. But here's the important part, my friends. Once I go over the marker, I don't want to color really, really hard. I want to color kind of lightly, just to fill in the white spaces around it. So I'm coloring it in nice and light, not pushing hard on my crayon at all, just trying to get a little bit of color in there. And again, as I'm coloring, I'm turning my paper to try and stay inside of those black lines. And there is my first patterned area. Now I can go and grab another colorful marker and I'll try another pattern here. But should I do the same pattern? Well, Mr. Britto sometimes repeated patterns with different colors, but I want you to try a different pattern, my friends. For example, if I did lines up here, maybe in this area I could do some shapes. For example, one of my favorite shapes happens to be that shape right there. And again, I'm not going to talk about what that shape is today. I'm going to talk about shapes on another day. Right now, I want you to use what you already know about lines and shapes to create your different patterns. So I'm going in with my marker first to design my shapes or lines. And I'm repeating them to make them a pattern, filling in just that area. I don't want to go past that area. All right, and then again, to finish it up, I might grab a different color or I could grab the same color, and I want to color lightly in that area around those shapes that I just drew. Trying my best again to stay inside of my black lines as I'm coloring. Now again, you don't have to use the same colors that I'm using. You can use different colors, you can draw different lines, you can even make different shapes. Whatever you want to do in your first 3 patterns. All right, My second pattern is finished. I'm going to show you, friends, one more for today. And like I said, if you want to finish the rest, you can, or you can wait until next art class. But I'm going to do one more today. Let's see. I think I'll go ahead and grab out my friend Purple. And I think this time I'll go back to doing some more lines. Maybe my lines might look kind of like this. That's another type of line that we're going to learn about this year in kindergarten art. And now I'll go ahead and grab another color. I think maybe some beautiful blue in the background of my purple lines might look kind of nice. And again, I'm coloring lightly with my crayon, not hard at all, because I don't want to cover up those lines. I just want to fill in the white areas around them to make it a little bit more colorful, just like how Mr. Britto did his colorful, bright patterns. All right, artists, I have my letter all colored in with my favorite color, and I've done 3 complete patterns using lines or shapes. For today, I'm going to stop us here. Next art class, we will finish up the rest of our art project and make it look more like how my finished example looks. For today, though, I want you, friends, to go ahead and take your letter once you're done with those steps, and I want you to put it back into your art portfolio. So I'll tuck it in right on top of my black paper. Because we didn't use any paint or glue, we can put it away right away. And I'll go ahead and put my paper clip right back on top. Before you friends go, I'm going to talk to you about what you need to do here on Seesaw for your homework today. So please don't stop watching yet. All right, kindergarten friends, like I said, this is how yours should look right now if you are done. Your letter is colored in with your favorite color and you've tried 3 patterns. You'll go ahead and put that into your art folder so that way it's safe for next art class when we're going to finish that up. But before you go today, on Seesaw, I've added a little template below this video that is going to ask some more special questions about you. I want to learn about you, friends, just the way that I would learn about other famous artists like Romero, Britto. So, in this activity, you're going to take a picture of your smiling face in the middle, or you can draw a picture of yourself, and you'll answer a few simple questions such as what your name is, how old you are, what kind of art supplies you like to use, what your favorite color is, and then you can also add a fun fact. You can either write these answers on there, or you can use a voice recording to record your answers. Please make sure that sometime this week you do that activity. For now, I'm going to say goodbye, and as always, have fun creating, my artists.